3, 2.
Hi, I'm Betty Jo Acker with San Diego Unified's Office of College, Career, and Technical Education, or CCTE. I'm here today with Roxanne Carrasco's arts management students at the San Diego School of Creative and Performing Arts. How are you all feeling today? We are here in Tom Antle's amazing broadcast studio to launch the 2018 Nick Cannon ATM, which is American's Teen Mogul Student Business Plan Competition. This is the third year CCTE has partnered with the Nick Cannon Foundation to provide this exciting opportunity to our students. Today, Ron Highsmith, the director of the Nick Cannon Foundation, is here via Skype to go over this year's competition guidelines. If you have questions during the broadcast, please tweet them at IgniteCCTE. We will try to answer them by the end of the workshop. At this time, I'm going to turn it over to Ron. Hi, Ron.
How you doing? Can you guys hear me okay?
Oh, yeah.
Fantastic. Thank you so much, Betty Jo. You're just so amazing. We really appreciate you. We want to welcome everybody to the 2018 America's Teen Mogul competition. And today we'd like to just go over the competition guidelines, and then we'd like to provide some time at the end to answer questions and also to hear about some of your business concepts. My understanding, some of you have been working on your plans for some time now, so we're really excited about hearing what kind of innovative and creative concept you guys have come up with. I'd like to first of all start out by congratulating the first place team last year, Cardinal Achievers, Jeremy Ramirez, Myra Arago, and Eric Coates, who won first place. Second place last year was All Glory to God, Apparel, that's Andrew Didion Hashim Abdirahim. And then third place was the Picasso Project, Emmanuel Guinto, Ryan Vo, Riley Pamela, and Evan Smith. Okay, so I have I'm sharing screen with you guys. So I'm actually at nickcannonfoundation.org. So this will be your center location where we'll be providing updates. We have our guidelines and our non-disclosure agreement there on the website. So what I'd like to do is just walk through real quick to kind of show you where everything is. Most of you already have been there and spent quite a bit of time up here every day. But from the main page, you would go to the ATM competition tab there. And then you would click on to get to, I guess, first of all, what I would start out with would be the non-disclosure agreement. So the non-disclosure agreement is really something to protect you guys as well as the Nick Cannon Foundation. The non-disclosure agreement, I'm going to put it up here. It's a very simple form, and it's a commitment from you all to basically say that you guys will be original in your concepts and that you won't take anybody else's ideas and concepts and use them as your own. And then also it's just we're guaranteeing that we're not going to take your concepts and use it for any kind of commercial purpose. So it's a standard agreement that protects both the students, the school, as well as the Nick Cannon Foundation. Now, this form should be filled out by each team. And as you know, we'll talk about a little bit more as we go through the guidelines, but up to 4 students per team. So this is an important document that in the guidelines, we have a deadline of April the 20th. So that's coming up to get this document signed by all of your teammates. And in this document, you will list the name of your team, the name of your business, school district, which would be, of course, San Diego Unified School District, and your high school. And so you would print your names. Each of you would print it, sign it, and then you will scan it and email that document to bp@nickcannonfoundation.org. So it's a very simple document, and we have specific instructions in the guidelines. So now I'm going to just shoot over to, let's see, I'll go back to the website here, and you'll be able to see a tab under the ATM competition for the competition guidelines. So, and here we are, the competition guidelines. Not sure if you guys can all see that or not, but if not, I mean, or if you have copies, I see some of you with your laptops. But this is a very important document, and it's important that you read the documents, because one of the things we're going to be evaluating you on, and that is your ability to follow instructions. Very important that you follow each step and make sure that your team is compliant with the rules and the guidelines. So be careful, everyone. And you guys have been so good about following procedures, but make sure you follow the procedures and the timelines, the dates and the times. Okay, so we'll start out by saying that if you participated last year, some of you were underclassmen last year, and if you participated last year and you were not in the first, second, or third place, you actually can use your same concept this year, which I think would be amazing. It would give you more time to strengthen the plan that you submitted last year. If you decide you want to, change teammates, you're welcome to do that. Just make sure on your non-disclosure agreement, you list all of your teammates, the name of your team, and the name of your business concepts. So once again, the deadline to register for the competition is coming up on April the 20th. Now, if that date changes, or we just decide that we'll give you a couple more days, you have to be sure and watch the website. We'll issue another competition guideline, and it will be dated. If you look at the top of this one, the last time this one was revised was on March the 23rd. So it's your responsibility to make sure you check the website periodically, the guidelines. I will make the revisions in red, so that way you'll know whenever we change a date, change a time, or add anything particular to the guidelines. Okay, so the deadline to submit the plans is May the 14th. So you have about a month to actually finish your business plan. We encourage you to get started as soon as possible, because as soon as you can get to the point where you're actually rehearsing and presenting your PowerPoint presentation, I'm telling you, those are going to be the ones that are going to rise to the top. And also, we're going to be having a series of workshops, which will actually come in person and give hopefully at least 3 more workshops. And we'd like to do those in person. We may do another one by webcast. It seems to be working very well. But one of the things we like to do in the workshop, the more time we can spend listening to your business concept, listening to your draft PowerPoint presentations, providing you with the opportunity to present your draft presentations, I think this whole process will be so much, I think, more educational. You can get to the point where you have your draft business plan and at least a draft version of your PowerPoint presentation. You guys can come to the workshops prepared, and we'll load your PowerPoints. We'll give you the opportunity to kind of walk through them, and we'll be able to give you feedback. We encourage you to attend the workshops, because we will be giving all students that attend the workshops, we're actually going to be giving you guys a competitive edge. Just for coming, we're going to be sharing, sample business plans, and we're going to be giving a lot more information to you guys, as opposed to the students that don't participate and take advantage of the help that we got. As I stated, you can be from middle or high school, up to 4 students on your team, ages 12 to 19. And you guys can actually, you can be from any school. Well, the primary school district is San Diego Unified School District, but petition open to neighboring school districts, if they would like to participate as well. Okay, here, the first step in the process is for you guys to log in and become a member of the Nick Cannon Foundation, which is a free membership. Many of you were from last year, and so you just could go in and renew your membership. I've been getting a lot of notice, so I've been seeing a lot of students join and renew. It's no need to establish another membership if you've already were a member last year. If you're not logged on as a member, then you won't be getting our updates, because we'll be sending emails out from time to time with different information, as well as allowing letting you guys know when the workshops are going to be. Check our calendar, because we'll actually publish the dates and times and locations of those workshops in the calendar. Okay, so let me just slide on through here and go to. Okay, so once you become a member, you actually will have to go in the calendar and click on May the 23rd and actually register to attend the summit. This is very important too, because it gives us a head count, so we know how many students to actually prepare for. Click on the calendar, totally free of charge, and click on May 23rd, and they'll ask you, you'll be prompted for a few questions, and then so if you guys could start doing that as soon as possible, that would be great. Okay. Once again, the team may have up to 4 students on each team, 12 to 19. We do have a business plan discussion board on the website as well. Not many students took advantage of that last year, but the intention of the primary goal of that discussion board is for students that doesn't have teammates. And, there may be some other students out there, maybe even from other high schools. You don't have to have teammates just from your high school. If you have other students from around the school district that are innovative, creative, got some good energy, I encourage you to also bring in teammates from other high schools as well. Okay, so right now I'm going to run real quick through the different categories. We have a number of categories for which you can establish your business concepts. These categories are centered around career and technical education clusters, that's C clusters. These industries were determined to be high demand industries. These industries are where the jobs or the job were made. They have determined from a study that was done by J.P. Morgan Chase, that there's going to be projected job growth in these markets over the next 10 years. So that's one of the goals of this program, is not only to encourage entrepreneurship, but we like to expose you to the industries where that we know the jobs are going to be in the San Diego market. If you guys choose to stay, go to college in San Diego, or go to community college in San Diego, these are the markets where the projected job growth is going to be. So the first category is media, communication, arts, entertainment, business, and finance. It's probably one of the broadest categories of all. So some of the jobs in that market include production, publishing. This is, record labels, professional sports, film company, talent agencies, fashion designers. These are some of the areas in the entertainment market. And that's a market that's very near and dear to our founder, Nick Cannon, who started his career in the entertainment industry. So not just becoming an actor or becoming an entertainer, but one of the things that we like to expose you to is the business side of the entertainment industry. So there's tremendous job opportunities in that industry. So we challenge you to come up with business concepts that might be related to the arts or related to the entertainment industry. We've had some tremendous ideas and concepts in the past 2 years in this industry. You also can launch, as a part of this category, you can launch your own radio talk show as a part of your business plan. BlogTalkRadio.com has a tremendous platform for launching a radio talk show. You could launch your own talk show associated with your business, and it could be an excellent way to demonstrate or to help market your business. The Cannons are just passionate about media, particularly Nick's dad. James is very passionate about media. So we encourage you guys to be creative in how you market your business, be resourceful, and you can set up a GoFundMe site, to set up a budget for your project. There's so many things that you can do. The next cluster is manufacturing and engineering. This is a very robust industry. A lot of jobs projected in that market. We've had a number of businesses. I think the first year we had a team from, I think, either Point Loma or Mira Mesa partnered with a Radio Shack, and they came up with an amazing business concept. So we partnered them with Radio Shack, and they took a remote control vehicle and designed a Bluetooth stereo system to add to a remote control vehicle. And they wrote a business plan, and they partnered with Radio Shack. And we'll talk about partnerships as we a little bit more toward the end here. We love to see you partner with other small businesses in your community. That is something that we encourage, and we think the educational process will certainly be enhanced if you guys can develop a business concept, go out into the community, partner with a local small business, and they can also mentor you in this process.
Hey, Ron, this is
next
Betty.
Pathway is.
Hey, Ron, this is Betty Jo. I just want to check right now because we have a lot of information we've given to the students. So I want to just take a moment to see if anyone has any questions for you. So are there any questions so far, or do we have any via Twitter yet?
No, not quite yet.
Okay. Any questions?
These kids are.
Oh,
Uh-huh.
No. Okay. Okay, I think we're good.
Okay, great. Yeah, these kids are on the ball. I tell you, they so far ahead of me. Okay. The next category is information technology, the IT and communication. This is a mega industry here. You have industries such as gaming and developing apps. We've had a number of teams over the years that came up with their own apps for educational purposes, for entertainment purposes. That is probably one of the fastest growing industries, I think, out of all the categories here. And I think you guys actually have a new gaming CTE cluster within San Diego Unified School District here. But some of the jobs in that area, in that industry, include web developers, graphic designers, computer programmers, system software, network and computer systems. This is a tremendous industry, a lot of area for creativity. I believe last year we had a student team that came up with a cell phone repair company. We thought it was very creative. They did an amazing job. I think that might have been the first year they placed in the top 3 as well. The last and final category is the transportation, distribution, and logistics. This is another traditional pathway, and some of the jobs in that area include supply chain logistics, maintenance and servicing, supply chain specialists. Not as sexy as some of the other industries, but certainly a growth market and a growth industry. So that's a quick run through of the categories. So we have a very broad area for you guys to come up and be creative. And we're just excited about hearing your concepts. You guys have just been, I'm proud to say that San Diego School District has been one of the best school districts that we've had in terms of. So we just can't wait to hear what you guys will come up with. Real quick here, the next category is the Business Plan Resource Center. We have going back to the website here, and if you go and you click on B Plan Center, take advantage of the resources. There's tons of videos, seminars, business plan writing guidelines, learning about how to protect your intellectual property, how to get financing. Spend some time in this resource center. There's tons of videos as I scroll down here. Some of the videos are kind of long, 45 minutes, and some are greater than an hour. But on the weekends, when you have time, we highly encourage you to spend some time in this resource center here. A lot of tremendous information, and really, I think that's really going to set you apart from everybody else. Take some time with your team, or even if you divide it up. If you got 4 people on your team, you can have one person who can be your research person. You can have another person who can spend the time doing your graphics for your PowerPoint. You can have another person on your team that can be doing your market research. But this is going to be a tremendous resource for you here, and right here on the website. So getting through here, we haven't had many students do this in the past, but you're also allowed to join more than one team. If you're on one team and you also would like to be part of another student team, that is allowable under our guidelines.
Everything you see is.
I'm not blaming you.
Okay, so once the teams are formed, once again, the non-disclosure agreement, once the teams are formed, which I suspect most of you have already formed your teams, make sure you get the non-disclosure agreement from the website, download that, complete that, put all your team members' name on it, and email that to bp@nickcannonfoundation.org by April the 20th. So that's 3 days from now. Make sure you get those teams, because the sooner we can know the number of teams that's going to be in a competition, it would give us a better handle on how to best prepare for May the 23rd, and it will help us plan and organize our resources accordingly. Okay, so talk a little bit now about the business plan itself. The business plan should be realistic and actually something that could potentially be fundable. So think about something, because that's one of the areas which we'll talk about in a minute that we're going to be grading you on. Is this a realistic business concepts? Okay. Something new that we're going to do this year, and I'm working with Betty Jo. We'll talk about that a little bit toward the end there. We are going to require you to present a 1-minute pitch on May 23rd, in addition to presenting your PowerPoints. About a 5 or 7 minute PowerPoint. Your team will also be required to do a 1-minute pitch in front of Nick Cannon and our other judges. But we will provide more details about that particular pitch as we formulate and best determine the best way to do that. It's all going to depend on the number of teams that we get this year. And so we should be formalizing that shortly. Okay. Each team will also be required to submit a resume of each of your members. Your resume and your business plan should be all together in one file. The resumes will just be one page, which will be a very general summary. Your name, your interests, your hobbies, your extracurricular activities, those types of things. We should also, let me see, be careful not to violate anybody else's. We talked about that in non-disclosure agreement. Be careful not to violate anybody's intellectual property rights. Competition participants are not to contact any of the competition judges. Let's see. the document itself, okay, the word file must be, I'm not going to go into these details, but it just put a 1-inch margin, should be single space, and the font size should be no smaller than 12 points. Last year we gave a first prize, a cash prize of $2,500 to the first team. We are given the same cash prize this year for first place. There also will be prizes for second and third place. We will announce more details on that in upcoming days. The business plan submittal is due by May the 14th. May the 14th by 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. And your Word files are due on May the 15th, and your PowerPoints are due on that same day. So let's see, the business plans itself, an executive summary not to exceed 3 pages as a part of the business plan. And the business plan will not exceed 10 pages. So we're not asking for a lot. So this is, the business plans will not exceed 10 pages. And it will also include a PowerPoint presentation that will have more of a visual illustration of what your business concept will be. So I'm not going to go into too much more detail here. May the 14th, 5 Okay. One of the final things. So what we're going to be looking for, how we're going to judge your business plans. Number one, as I said earlier, it must be a realistic and potentially fundable business plan. We will be measuring the quality of your products, your services, and or solutions. We will be measuring the market opportunities, as you will also demonstrate in your marketing plan as a part of your business plan, as well as your competitors. So you will spend time finding out who your competition is, and you will convey to us in your business plan why you feel that your business will beat your competitors. Another area is corporate partnerships. We are looking to give additional points to teams, even though we're not going to give an unfair advantage to teams that aren't able to find business partners. But we do encourage you to, to partner with even a large business or a local small business in your industry. If you can determine that by working together, you guys can beat the competition, then that is a very solid logic for having a business partner. So we encourage that. And then your team qualifications. So the quality of your resumes will be something that may get you over the edge from your competition. So that's a very quick summary of the business plan competition guidelines. Once again, key dates are April the 20th for the non-disclosure agreements with your team name and your team members. May the 14th is the date that the final business plans with your PowerPoint presentations are due. And I guess that's it.
Well, thank you, Ron.
I will open the floor now, Betty Jo, to any questions that you may have.
Okay, and then can you switch your screen over so we can see you for those of you who have those students who haven't gotten to see what you look like yet? And we can.
I thought you guys.
No, we can't see. We can see your. There we go. Yes. So.
Can you see me now?
No.
Oh wow! Let's see what's going on here.
Well, he's getting ready. Do any of you want to handle? Roxanne, would you like to, with the microphone, any questions that we have?
Now we see you. Hi.
There he is.
How's it going?
Mr. Highsmith, this is all of our, I think I stand here. Hi.
Hey, how's it going?
It's going well. How are you?
Pretty good.
Good. So these are our arts management from San Diego School of Creative and Performing Arts, as you know. We have several groups that are well into the process. We're just missing like maybe one part of the business plan, so we're doing finishing touches right now.
Fantastic.
But we wanted to just do a little practice of pitching, if that's okay with you.
Oh,
And-
hey.
And so I would love it if we could have a couple of groups just pitch, like an elevator pitch, what they're doing. And if you have any
That's
questions,
fantastic.
that would help them
Because
to
that'll give
guide
me
them.
an idea. It will let me give me an idea of what some of the business concepts they're coming up with for this year.
Good.
That would be great.
Perfect. All right. So I'm going to have Car Kids go first.
What's the name? What's the name of the team again?
Car Kids. But I'll let them speak. Can you hear them without the microphone? I don't know. Here.
Do we?
Yep.
Hello. Hi. So our business, Car Kids, is essentially Uber for kids with designated nannies and babysitters as their drivers.
Fantastic.
And we're going to have a camera inside of the car so that people can monitor their children and the drivers as the ride goes along, so they can see them from the point they get in the car and when they get out at their destination.
Talk about your competition.
And there is this company that is located in LA and Colorado, and they're a small company run by 3 moms, and they aren't comparable to us because they don't have the camera or the babysitters and all of that.
And also with that company, you have to schedule your ride at least 7 hours in advance. And with us, just like Uber, you can do it, and within like minutes, you'll have a driver with you.
It's ideal for emergencies, and you can also plan ahead if you would like.
Fantastic. Love it. Love it. So you guys all can y'all give your names and your class?
Yeah, of course.
Go ahead. Oh, my name is Briar Woody.
What grade are you in?
I'm in 11th grade.
Okay.
I'm Maddie. I am in 12th grade.
I'm Marley Corey, and I am in 10th grade.
I'm Hayden Clark. I am in 12th grade.
Okay. How much money do you guys, revenue do you guys anticipate that you'll generate as a result of this venture?
We haven't planned ahead to that yet, but that's a good thing to think about. Thank you very much.
Good deal. Right. And one of the things we like to see is at least a 3-year projection
Okay.
of all of your your income and your expenses.
Okay.
So basically, and then we'll throughout the workshops, we'll give you some example plans so you'll have a good model to go by, so you make sure that you can come up with strong financials.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
All right. Good deal.
I think, Mr. Highsmith, I think that's our biggest challenge is across the board is we're really good at figuring out competition, partnering, marketing, but when it comes to projections, it's hard sometimes for the students to have comparable businesses that they can model because that information isn't quite out there. And
Great.
so not
That's
everyone discloses that information. So it's educated guesses. And if that's
Yeah.
okay with you guys, educated guesses, as long as we cite that they're educated guesses. Does that work for you?
Absolutely. You have to let us know what your assumptions were.
Uh-huh. Are you hearing that?
And then you got to start with a basis. You got to start with a basis, and it's good to hear that. So that's an area that we can make sure in our workshops that we spend some time going over doing realistic financial projections.
Great. Okay, good. Go ahead and have a seat.
Thank you.
I'm thinking, yay. Okay, and then I'm going to invite Kendall Gaines to stand up with her group.
Okay.
You want to come out to the front?
Yeah, that's fine. Hello, my name is London Harris. I'm a senior.
My name is Kendall Gaines. I'm a senior.
My name is Ned Mojica. I'm a junior.
My name is Jalen Brown. I'm a senior.
And our company is called You Know It. Basically, if you listen to the radio, there are some teen radio stations, but they're not ran by teens. So You Know It would basically be a radio station for teens by the teens. And basically, throughout the week, because teens like consistency. So throughout the week, we'll have different segments, but like there'll be a couple, let's say like segments that'll be constant throughout the whole week.
Fantastic. So this is just going to be like a podcast type deal, or how are you guys? What's your platform going to be?
A podcast and live stream, so they can see us.
Great. Now, what platform are you going to use for that? Or have you gotten that far? Or
You can. There. So we actually, this is Ms. Carrasco again. We actually, they actually had a different group, a different business plan that they've already completed, and it's brilliant. But they got really inspired when they reread the guidelines and talked about the radio station. So they're switching gears, and they may be doing 2 submissions because they got excited about this possibility. So we're going to be using the resources that you provided for us on the website. So we're going to check out that platform and play with that over the next month. And so by the time we get to the competition, I think they're going to have more information, but we just switched gears as of right at spring break.
Oh, I love it.
It's exciting.
And what I love it. And what we encourage you to do is be creative in terms of how you, from a marketing standpoint. I mean, if you can incorporate a podcast and a radio to get your message out, I think that will be very powerful. So if you can implement a radio, maybe using Blog Talk Radio, as well as a podcast, and get your teens. And I'm gonna tell you, I mean, we'll help you as well. I mean, one of the things that we encourage you guys to do is reach out to us, shoot us emails. You can email me directly, and if we can help you guys in any way, market your show or market your concept, be sure and do that. We'll send some emails out throughout the school district, because I think your greatest audience is going to be teens, probably within San Diego Unified School District. Now, is there a radio or broadcast? It's right there. I'm assuming you guys have a broadcast program there at SCPA.
We do have a broadcast, but we don't have a radio station.
Oh, God, is there a radio, platform within the school district?
We're not
okay.
No,
So
there's not.
What I would encourage you also is reach out to your local radio station there. Let them know. Look, hey, we're some students. We're working with We're working with Nick Cannon and the Nick Cannon Foundation, and we're looking for ideas on ways that we can get our message out, and the ways that we can launch our business. Because you got to be able to demonstrate to us how you're going to be able to generate revenues. And with radio, they generate their revenue from ads. So you may be able to go to your local grocery store and say, hey, we have this show, and we'll charge you guys $25 for us to give you a shout out during our show. It's that kind of, kind of way that you generate relationships and partnerships and develop a marketing plan, a strategic marketing plan. So it. I'm gonna be looking out for it.
Thank you, Bree.
Thank you.
We appreciate it.
Anyone else? Maylin, Grace, go for it. Come on. All right. This next group is actually, I believe, still 401? Okay, 501, I mean. Okay, so this one is called, they just had to change their name because within the time that they created this in the fall, between the fall and last week, someone else picked up the name. It's competition, but it actually enhanced their project and is making them think again about details. All right.
Competition is good.
Yeah, we like that.
Somebody within the school district picked their name up?
No, sir. Somebody in the world.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so it's interesting. We started this at the beginning of the year by asking questions about things that change your lives, inventions to apps to services. And so they came up with these ideas at the beginning of the year, and we've been nurturing these ideas and researching. And it's funny that my class is very much within the times, meaning that they're coming up with ideas that the rest of the world is also coming up with simultaneously, but they're getting them out there faster than we are. So that's been a real life lesson about jumping on ideas and making stuff happen. So, all right, here's the next group.
Okay.
Hi, we're Compassion Packs, and my name is Malin Janice. I'm a junior.
My name is Grace Diamond. I'm a junior.
My name's Annette Rivas. I'm a junior.
I'm Alexia Gervada. I'm also a junior.
Our goal is to start a nonprofit called Compassion Packs, where we'll be putting together care packages for teens and children who have lost everything, whether it's due to a natural disaster or just,
Just burdensome situations and circumstances. We would hope that we would have sponsorships from different companies that manufacture the products we'd want in the packs, and they'd be free for the people that we'd be sending them to, and
we will be manufacturing them.
Like Ms. Crosco said, we just recently found out that we have competition, but the difference between us is that it would be free, like Grace said, and the other organization has memberships, but it varies from $99 to up to $400, so it's pricey.
Oh, that's the total price for the make the care package?
The competition, the other organization.
Okay, great. Okay, so you're studying the market. Gotcha. Okay.
They're actually in LA, so it's pretty close to here.
Yeah. Good deal.
Anything else you want to add, ladies?
Our next goal would be to start establishing partnerships, and we're open to bigger companies and smaller companies, within our community. And these packages go just beyond survival, there are companies like Ross and other things like that, where they give you, food, water, shelter kinds of things, but we'd be catering to
things that help compassion, like people just lost everything they knew, and it gives them dignity back, and it'd obviously be food and water, but we'd also include
personal items,
a blanket, a comfort blanket, or a toy for a kid, to comfort them.
Great. Okay, now for nonprofits, just a few points for nonprofits. One of the things is this a business that you guys are really going to pursue, or is this just a concept?
We'd want to pursue it fully. It's not just a concept.
Okay, great. And one of the things when you first launch a nonprofit, you guys are going to have to get yourselves, it's not really for financial. What did you have to do budgeting for nonprofits? And you're going to have to establish yourself as what they call a 501c3 tax exempt organization. So make sure you lay that out in your plan, that you understand that process. You won't pay federal taxes and you won't pay state taxes. But that's one of the first things. And then you'll have to write yourself a strategic plan over the next 5 years. And another thing I would encourage you as well, even in the nonprofit industry, partnerships are everything. If you can align yourself with another nonprofit that's already generating maybe in your industry, that they're not somehow threatened by you. If it makes sense, the advantage for partnering in a nonprofit, the first couple of years in raising money for nonprofits is very, very competitive, very challenging. One of the things that you can do to offset that is partner with a nonprofit that's already doing a great job at getting funding, and they can, in turn, potentially be a good funding source for you as well.
Great.
So I'm very passionate about nonprofits, and we can offer a lot of input for that. So make sure you guys come to the workshops, and let's build together.
Yay!
Thank you. Thank you.
I'm handing it over to Betty Jo.
Okay, it looks like we have 2 questions via Twitter. So I'm going to hand the mic over to Briar to share those questions for you, Ron.
Great.
So the first question is, how would you suggest we divide the work evenly between all team members?
Good question.
That's a great question. We touched on that a little bit, and that's why we encourage that you get as many team members as you can. It varies. We've had teams with 4, we've had teams with 2, we've even had some, in some cases, where students went into the competition alone. We highly encourage getting as many teammates as you can. Number one, it teaches you a lot. It builds it's team building, getting you guys to learn how to work in teams. Also, too, you get to divide the work. And like I said, you can have maybe one person on your team can be responsible for doing all of your market research. And you can have someone else on your team that can be pulling together all the pieces for doing your financials. You can have maybe somebody on your team that may be good with graphics. You can designate that. Even internally, I would suggest you guys identify a team leader. And in those organizations, you will be establishing your president, your vice president, and your officers. But we would suggest that you work efficiently. But if you have teammates, then I think you guys will have a better opportunity to learn more. Because one person can go out and do the research on financials, and he can come back to the team, he or she come back to the team and share what they've learned. So we think the process will be much more educational, but if you get teammates and you balance, because you guys are busy. I know some of you are seniors, and I know you are busy, but the learning process will be greater if you get teammates.
Okay, thank you. What about the second question?
The second question is, how could we go about partnering with larger businesses?
Good question. You got to be resourceful. That's an area that we'd like to offer assistance as well. One of the things that we urge you, like I said, depending on when you're doing your market research, if you establish an electronic company, don't be afraid to make a call to a local electronic store, or go in and walk into an electronic store and ask for the general manager, or and say, hey, we have a project and we're developing this electronic product. Perhaps in our business plan, you can agree to carry our product in your store. So that kind of commitment from getting a partner, and you have to be able to convey that to us in your business. Maybe get a letter from that electronics store saying that, hey, that they've evaluated your proposal and they've agreed to be your business partner, and they can help you with your projections. You know what I mean? We talked about realism, and we talked about early on that being an area that you guys have struggled with in the past, and that is making sure your numbers are realistic.
Yeah.
And one way to do that is run it by other business owners.
Brilliant.
But anyway, that in your particular industry, be resourceful, and if you can put together a business partnership, that would be fine. That would be amazing. We have some relationships, and we are looking for. We have a couple of manufacturers that we've been talking to, so we're going to make those companies available to you guys as well. There you have it.
That was great. Thank you. You said this is Miss Carrasco again from the inside the studio. That was so great to hear. I think it's really smart that we, as we pursue our partnerships, that we actually have the companies we want to partner with help us with projections. Right?
Absolutely.
That's a brilliant way to look at things. And I think we can spend the next month doing that, yeah? Mr. Highsmith, I have another group that I want you to meet. I think this is really innovative, and there's only so far they can go without funding, support, and all of that. But I want you to hear this next group. Shiloh and team. So it'd be D'Angelo and David and Shiloh. Feel free to ask questions about pursuing this further.
Hello, my name is Shiloh. I'm a junior.
Hello, my name is D'Angelo Pangolinin, and I'm a junior.
I'm David Ramirez, and I'm a junior.
Our company name is called Volt. We specialize in creating helmets for football. Like, have you ever seen a football game and have you ever seen a football game and you just like, man, how many injuries do these guys get? Like, what type of concussions and what could that do to the brain? Well, for us to fix that problem is we're putting electronics into our helmet. It's the first, we will be the first to ever do that. So we'll put just electronic air pumping into the padding of the helmet, and also for the chin strap we'll have electric tightening, so it'll just all be automatic. So once you could press a button or something, it'll just tighten to your head, so you'll have the best fit to you, and it'll prevent concussions.
Yeah, with the Volt Pro 1 helmet, we plan on securing the safety of our players and preventing concussions. We hope to, or our goal is to make an official helmet for all leagues across just, the sport.
Fantastic, man. That's heavy. Now, are you guys working towards having a prototype done for the competition?
Yes, we're thinking about having a prototype, or we'll just have a blueprint of the helmet.
Okay, great. That's a good point, because what we've done in the past, students have actually showed up on the day of the competition with actual prototypes, or if you have a visual or a blueprint or something that you can bring, that would work as well. But it's nothing better than having an actual prototype of your product. But that's a tremendous emerging area. Over the last 10 years or so, the league have been doing a lot of research, and there's been a movie about it, about concussions, and so I think there's certainly a big market for it. So you won't have any problem being able to demonstrate the market. Yeah.
Do you know what I'm just now hearing from Miss Betty Jo? That we could actually work on a prototype by partnering with some engineering students at another school that has a 3D printer.
Yeah.
Oh.
I think it's Mira Mesa. Is it Mira Mesa?
Well, Kearney has a 3D printer.
Kearney.
Kearney, yeah. They have a really neat 3D printer. They
I want
they were the
one.
ones that, yeah, they designed the they took they got Radio Shack to send them a remote control car, and they designed a Bluetooth stereo system and added it to the car and brought the actual remote control car to the as a part of their presentation.
Oh, super cool.
Yeah.
So we actually can make this happen. So I'm really excited.
That would be great.
Yeah. So, do you have any suggestions for this group with besides the actual prototype? Is who could be potential partners for these gentlemen at this juncture?
Wow, somebody like who makes helmets? I would think like maybe I'm not sure of Under Armour, but they're another they're a very reputable sports apparel company. I'm not sure if they make actual NFL equipment, but I can't think of the name of the company that makes helmets. But I would certainly reach out to a helmet company and let them know what you guys are doing, and that they may have some ideas. I'm telling you, let's just let them know what the project is for, and you like I said, be resourceful. You would be surprised at the people that will really go above and beyond, as a resource to you to help you be successful in this project. Yeah, it's a good deal.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you.
Okay, it looks like this is Betty Jo. Looks like we have another group that is going to come up and share their ideas.
Great.
Well, they're coming up. Anyone have any questions? Looks like we're getting a lot of good answers today. Okay, here we go.
Okay.
Okay. Hi, my name is Savannah, and
Hi.
I am a junior.
Hi, I'm Fabi. I'm a junior as well.
And our product is Teens On, and it's a podcast that deals with real world issues and our opinions and how we would want to solve them.
We also have a segment where teens in certain industries can meet their idols and talk about industry trades and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's about it. Our idea was to have it both in a podcast and a live stream form. And we do have in mind some partners where we can record and get
And
that out
stream,
there.
yeah.
Stream.
Fantastic. I think technology. Podcasts are definitely an amazing platform. Like I said to the other team, make sure you have a solid marketing plan and, look for potential, customers that potentially would want to buy or run ads during your show. But yeah, I think that's amazing.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Thank you.
Good deal. All right.
Okay, we have one more.
We have one more team that's going to come up and share.
With this team, you're going to see some repeat customers here. I have some very motivated students.
Okay.
Yeah, and this was the original idea. This one, I personally, I love it. I want it, and I wish the whole world had it. But I'm still questioning and looking for support in who they would need to partner with to actually get this moving forward. So that's the tricky part with this one. All right, so here's some familiar faces again.
Hello again. My name is London Harris. I'm a senior.
My name is Kendall, and I'm a senior.
My name is Nen, and I'm a junior.
My name is Jalen, and I'm a senior.
Okay.
Have you ever been in stop and go traffic, but the car in front of you keeps, like, you don't know how hard the car in front of you is stepping on their brakes? Boom, car accident. We are brachiation. We have created brake lights that will display a gradation of reds to show you how hard or softly somebody's stepping on their brakes to prevent car accidents.
Yeah, so basically, if it's like light red, then they're not pressing on the brakes really hard. If it's like a medium, kind of like soothing red, then like they're kind of pressing on the brakes, but not really. But then if it's like a bright, bold red, like blood, then they're pressing on the brakes hard, and you know that that's when it's your time to stop.
Could be a hazard. Yeah. Love it.
Yeah. So ask about partners.
Yeah.
So what partners do you think that we can partner with to get this, to get our product in production?
That's it. I would probably say something like transportation companies would have a vested interest in something like this. Technology, lighting type companies, car industry, the car industries, some of the major car manufacturers. Yeah, that's a tremendous, that's going to be a tremendous challenge for you. It's an amazing idea, and this is the kind of thing that you have to make sure that you do your due diligence as well as protect your intellectual property. Because when you come up with amazing ideas like that, you want to make sure you protect yourself, and you come up with a concept, and you want to make sure you protect that. Yeah.
One of the things we've been talking about is how to protect our property. And so what I've been having the kids doing, and I want to make sure if you think this is still legally viable, is I've been doing what the normal copyright type situation, in that you used to snail mail something to yourself and not open it. Okay, so I'm having them email themselves their PowerPoints or their ideas, and emailing their ideas with a copyright C on the page and emailing it back to themselves. Is there another way to do that moving forward with technology?
Well, that's a good idea. And once they get their non-disclosure agreements and they sign them as well, that's another piece of documentation as well that I would attach that once those are signed by all teammates saying that, you created this property. That's certainly a way to document that. But there should be a link. If there's not, I'll add it there. The Patent and Trademark Office, it has a lot of really good information on how to apply for a patent. You can certainly copyright your information through snail mail. That's one way to do it. And you can also do it by filing your work with the Library of Congress as well. I've done that certainly to protect writings and that kind of thing. But there's a number of things, and that's another area which what we can do is also bring in some attorneys to discuss intellectual property as a part of our workshops. So I'm taking note, and that's another area that I think we can spend some time on in the workshops. Good job.
Okay, it looks like we have another Twitter question at this time, and then we're almost out of time, believe it or not. So I'm going to hand it over to Breyer.
So our next question is, how many people will be there judging our products, and what can we expect from them?
Good question. We will have our executive committee is comprised of 5 people, and we will be looking at your electronic submissions in advance, and then we'll also hear your presentations on May the 23rd, and we'll be making final. So we won't make final determinations until May the 23rd. It's important that we have all the kids participate, throughout the process. So Betty Jo and I have been working on that, and then also the pitches as well. We're going to have about a 60 to 90-second pitch that we'll do on the day of. But we kind of went over the areas of the things that they're going to be looking for. The judges are going to be looking at things like originality. If this is something that's realistic, if they really did a good job in evaluating, who their competition is, and have they demonstrated in this plan as to why they think that they're going to be more price competitive than the competition. Those are really the key. And then as well as, the way you guys summarize your own individual qualifications in terms of your resumes and your summary resumes. And we'll give you some examples of those as well.
Ron, there's something else I wanted to add to this. This is Betty Jo again. One of the changes from last year and the year before, since this is the third year, is we are no longer doing the poster walk. And a reason behind that is because seeing all the work that went into these projects and these business plans, we want every single one of you to be able to present in front of a panel of judges. So you will have the opportunity to present your full presentation and not have to limit it to a poster walk presentation. So that's something I did want to point out, because that is a change from the last 2 years.
Yeah, absolutely. And, we, each year we want to try to make this process better. And those are some of the things that we're Betty Jo and I are talking about doing now, ways to enhance the educational value, so to speak, of this process. One of the things that, learning how, doing your resumes, we know most of you haven't had much employment at this stage in your life. But it's important to start learning how to sell yourself and market yourself. And one way to do that is through a resume. And, so we just looking for a summary of your interests, your extracurricular activities, those kinds of things. But yeah, the posters have been very creative in the past. We want to try something a little different this year to try to make sure that everybody gets the opportunity to work on their presentation skills. So, you can have a good idea and a good concept, but if you can't really present it or convey your concept to someone, then you'll never be able to, to get it off the ground. So you guys are finding, the rest of your life, you're going to be selling yourself, marketing yourself to somebody. So we like to have this process, provide an opportunity for you guys to work on learning how to market and sell yourselves.
Okay.
And one of the other things that we're going to do, I know we're almost out of time, one of the things that we're going to be doing as a part of the workshops too, I mentioned that JP Morgan Chase had done a study identifying where the job growth were projected to be. And that's always been at the heart of this process. Some of the industries the three growth industries in San Diego specifically were healthcare, manufacturing, and IT and communications. So we're going to be bringing in folks from the local workforce partnership to also share information with you about some of those market and more information on those industries. And then also one of the things that we want to also provide to you as a part of the workshops this year is more information on financial literacy, the importance of savings, and planning for situations and planning for be prepared financially for any kind of natural disaster or so those are one of the things that we're going to integrate in this process. So we're excited. We are, like I said, are here as a resource for you. Take advantage of us and send the emails and we'll respond to your emails. And so we'll be publishing. I'll be working with Betty Jo and establishing some dates for the next couple of workshops. So.
Okay, well, with that, we just have a few minutes left, and I just want to take just a couple minutes for some thank yous. Thank you, Ron, for clarifying the guidelines and taking the time to be in here. But I also want to thank Roxanne Carrasco, who is an amazing teacher here at the San Diego School of Creative and Performing Arts, and is just doing a wonderful job with their students. Yes, thank you. I also want. And
Betty Jo, I want to add to that.
Okay.
This would not be possible without the hard work of Betty Jo Acker, who's there, Lance Lars, as well as Al Love. I mean, they have been such a tremendous. This has been such a great partnership, and we are so grateful and thankful for them allowing us to work with you guys. I mean, it's certainly our passion. Nick certainly has a passion for working with youth. He started out as a teen star, as you know, and so I'll make sure I get word back to him. I was hoping he was going to be able to dial in today.
Maybe he can join us for another one.
Schedule did not allow for it, but hopefully we'll get him out to one of the workshops as well, or at least be able to dial in remotely.
Okay,
so.
True. It'd be nice if he could join us. The final thank you I want to give out is this event absolutely wouldn't have happened without the amazing Tom Antle here at the broadcast studio at the School of Creative and Performing Arts. His technology, he's a technology guru, and we could not have done this without him. So thank you, Tom, for all your help and support. Really appreciate it. So with that, I think that wraps up our first 2018 workshop for the Nick Cannon ATM Student Business Plan Competition. So until next time.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.